Well, Black and White Network, this election seems to be the establishment versus the anti-establishment. Because, folks, we definitely need President Trump to actually get back into the White House. Because if Kamala Harris actually gets in, it is game over. And actually, folks, even former Democrats realize what's actually at stake in this election. RFK Jr., who is from a very, very famous Democrat family. Of course, his father is Robert F. Kennedy. He got assassinated. And his uncle was President John F. Kennedy. And those Kennedys were actually anti-establishment. They actually still loved America. Now, these Democrats today, man, these politicians today in the Democrat Party aren't very democratic. For the most part, guys, these people hate the United States. They aren't even liberals. When I actually hear President Trump, and I can actually criticize him on this, he actually calls Kamala Harris a San Francisco liberal. No, Kamala Harris was never a liberal. This one was a full-blown leftist. I believe there's a difference between a liberal and a leftist. JFK was a liberal. RFK, I believe he's actually a liberal. Joe Manchin, I would actually call him a liberal too. Kamala Harris, no. Kamala Harris is a full-blown leftist. There's a massive difference. But RFK came out and he actually said something, guys. He said there would actually be other Democrats that are going to be coming out and endorsing President Trump. Now, the one we're actually going to be talking about here in this video, not a bit surprised, because Tulsi Gabbard has officially come out and endorsed President Trump. Now, I heard Tulsi Gabbard say like a few months ago that we need to get Trump back in the White House. So it was already an endorsement. But now she actually appeared on stage with President Trump and gave a full-blown endorsement. I believe that Tulsi probably also will have some role in the administration. We have to see. Of course, her and RFK Jr., former Democrats, both anti-establishment. Now, some of these establishment Republicans don't want to vote for President Trump. But anti-establishment Democrats or former Democrats, they're willing to endorse President Trump. Now, I really did foresee Tulsi coming out and doing this because when she actually announced she was leaving the Democratic Party, what happened? She was actually going out there, folks, and trying to help MAGA Republicans back in 2022. Yeah, not just any Republican, MAGA Republicans are the ones she was actually trying to help. So Tulsi coming out, being on stage with President Trump, we must react to this. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member, live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button to get access to the same thing. And everyone can also support us by becoming a member on blackandwhitenetwork.com or supporting us on Locals, both for just $5 per month. So here we go, guys. Right here on Tulsi Gabbard's YouTube channel, I'm endorsing Donald Trump for president. Let's go ahead, guys, and watch some of this here. Let's roll it.
And today I'm honored to officially welcome another true American patriot, a 17-year veteran of the Hawaii Army National Guard, a 4-term Democrat congresswoman, very, very popular, the former vice chair of the National Democratic Party and a 2020 Democrat candidate for the United States presidency. You know, she was a very good candidate. Every time she ran, she was good. She did well. She decided to leave. She couldn't take it anymore, but she is very special. And I didn't know this, but she was a lieutenant colonel. That's not bad. Lieutenant colonel. Not bad. I didn't know that. You know, I just found out. I said, put it down. You got to put that down. That's bigger. That's better than all the other stuff I read. But no, she's a special person. She's got great common sense, great spirit. She loves our country, and she loves the people in this room. Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi, please.
Yeah, so that's Tulsi coming up. I truly do believe she is an American patriot. She actually really does love this country. She gets a standing ovation.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Aloha. I know we got Hawaii in the house here. There we go. It is a privilege to be here with all of you, my brothers and sisters in uniform, especially on this day of all days. I had the privilege of joining President Trump this morning at Arlington Cemetery, where he joined two Gold Star families and loved ones of Staff Sergeant Hoover and Sergeant G.
And Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. They caused those deaths, and they didn't even show up.
Both of whom were two of the 13 killed in the Abbey Gate attack 3 years ago today in Kabul. And I can tell you, as we were there, as he laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier, joining these Marines' loved ones, I felt the sorrow that he shared with them in their loss. I felt and saw his sincere appreciation for these servicemen and women who paid the ultimate price and their loved ones who continue to grieve to this day. This is personal for me, as I know it is for so many of you here. This is real. It's not just words. I first deployed to Iraq in 2005 with the Hawaii Army National Guard as a member of Charlie Med. As those of you who were deployed during that time know, it was the height of the war, and sadly, we took many casualties. And every day we were confronted with that high human cost of war and that sadness as we boarded the plane when we left, that we were leaving some of our brothers and sisters behind, only to lose others when we got home to suicide. So I mean what I say when I share with you that I know that President Trump understands the grave responsibility that a president and commander-in-chief bears for every single one of our lives. Whether you're a soldier, you're an airman, a Marine, sailor, or a coastie, he keeps us in his heart in the decisions that he makes. We saw this through his first term in the presidency, when he not only didn't start any new wars, he took action to de-escalate and prevent wars.
Yes, because the uniparty establishment now wants to start every war there is right now, and Tulsi Gabbard is definitely against that. President Trump is against that. His foreign policy, man, is spot on.
He exercised the courage that we expect from our commander-in-chief in exhausting all measures of diplomacy, having the courage to meet with adversaries, dictators, allies, and partners alike in the pursuit of peace, seeing war as a last resort. The truth is, as we head towards our decision as a country in November, the same cannot be said about Kamala Harris. In fact, the opposite is true, and we're living through this reality today as this administration has us facing multiple wars on multiple fronts and regions around the world, and closer to the brink of nuclear war than we ever have been before. This is one of the main reasons why I'm committed to doing all that I can to send President Trump back to the White House, where he can once again serve us as our commander-in-chief. Because I am confident that his first task will be to do the work to walk us back from the brink of war. We cannot be prosperous unless we are at peace. And we can't live free as long as we have a government that is retaliating against its political opponents and undermining our civil liberties, weaponizing our very institutions against those they deem as a threat.
Yeah. She's talking about the Biden-Harris administration with all these indictments against President Trump. They're going after their political opponents, but the mainstream media is saying that Trump gets in office, he's going to go after his political opponents, even though Biden is already doing that. Biden and Harris.
Kamala Harris has done this over the last 3.5 years. She won't hesitate to continue that if she is elected as president. President Trump has been their first and foremost target in this because they don't want us as voters to even have the option to vote for him. I've been their most recent target, added to a secret domestic terror watch list after exposing the truth about what kind of dangers we would face if Kamala Harris is elected as president. We as Americans must stand together to reject this anti-freedom culture of political retaliation and abuse of power. We can't allow our country to be destroyed by politicians who will put their own power ahead of the interests of the American people, our freedom, and our future. I am proud to stand here before you today, whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent. If you love our country, as I do, if you cherish peace and freedom as we do, I invite you to join me in doing all that we can to save our country and elect President Donald J. Trump and send him back to the White House to do the tough work of saving our country and serving the people. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Wow. That was huge right there, man. That was nice. Tulsi Gabbard endorsing President Trump. Now, before J.D. Vance was actually picked to be President Trump's running mate, Tulsi Gabbard was on the list. Even President Trump confirmed this. Tulsi Gabbard also said she'd be honored to serve in a Trump administration in whatever capacity. So I always knew that she was going to come out with an official endorsement, even though she's pretty much already endorsed Trump months ago, really. But this was the official endorsement. Tulsi Gabbard is not a Republican. She's not. She left the Democratic Party because she saw what that party has turned into, man. They're not very democratic. Nobody cast one single vote for Kamala Harris. But the Democrats told their voters, this is who you got. Don't ask any questions. Because some of these people, man, in the Democratic Party, man, they're just mindless zombies, man. They just go out there and say, okay, I'll cast my vote, whatever you say. But some of these Democrats also wondering why Kamala Harris isn't giving any interviews. Well, she's not talking because you guys already said she got my vote. Yeah, so why does she actually have to talk? Yeah, there's some mindless zombies on the other side, man. They are. But what do you guys think of this? What do you guys make of Tulsi Gabbard coming out and officially endorsing President Trump? This is good, man. And I believe there's going to be more Democrats or former Democrats that are going to be coming out and endorsing President Trump. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.